I'm even interested, down the line as you look down to the VPs and directors of the world,
Yep.
what information should they be looking at in order to derive insights, to produce the right content, to build trust, and
Yep.
move along?
Yep. Well, if you kind of look at this notion of, it's not looking at the data, it's really looking at building these relationships digitally, so that when they're ready to buy, when they're down at that 60% point, they buy from you. So the data I look at is very much oriented around what is the mix of relationships and people I have with me already. So who is keep coming back on the site, who do I have in my communities, who do I have in my nurture streams, and I make sure that it's the right mix of people based on who I need to target, based on my corporate strategy, based on my financial strategy, based on my product strategy, etc. And I can actually take that and kind of predict out over time who's going to close, when they're going to close, how much they may close for based on my historical data. And so the data I look at CMO level is very much one of what are the mix of people I have at various stages or in my nurture process, and is it the right mix? And are they going to close at the right time? Can I predict that? And then if it's not, then how do I change that? And I change that by changing the type of content, changing the location, changing the personas, etc. And so you can go back to your earlier comment about this volatile world. You constantly have to be doing that and making sure that you have the right mix of people in that marketing 60% phase.
Well, what do you see when you're opening up dashboards or reports, or someone's coming to you and saying this is what's happening, where you pinpoint something and say this doesn't look like the right mix? Like, what is it? Is it firmographic, demographic, volume? Like, what are you seeing in that data that says there's something in this?
Yeah. So clearly I'm looking at the pipeline.
Sure.
I'm looking at the nurture streams and who's in nurture. I'm looking at based on that and based on my historical data, when do I anticipate they'll close? So I can do that based on the size, the type of content they're looking at, who they are, both kind of industry, person, etc. And so I want to look at all of that so I can make a call on both predicting what's going to happen as well as kind of changing the strategy. Right. So it's kind of like the pipeline, where they are in the various stages.
So the number of deals, where they are on the stage, to determine the health of the pipeline.
Yeah,
that's going to translate to revenue on your behalf.
Yeah, and I think a lot about, because we target from the smallest company all the way up to the biggest enterprise.
Yep.
And so I make sure that we have the right mix there as well. And what I mean by that is that, like, if we have enough, to close the current quarter, then I'm going to be investing a lot in bigger customers for more strategic solutions who may close in later quarters. If I'm at a point like, in the quarter where I need to close now, then I'm going to start to, turn the transactional machine on and get more transactional customers into the machine. That's kind of what I'm trying to instrument. And I'll be honest, like right now, I took this job 7 months ago.
Welcome.
Thank you. And so, so I'm very much in the middle of that transition of taking an organization that was a little bit more traditional and making it very modern. And that's a very exciting transition as well.